welcome to the Secret Sauce. We're talking to Chris Safe, super senior mortgage lender, mortgage broker, senior not meaning old, meaning seasoned.
The gray hair given away.
Meaning seasoned. And he's also a stellar leader of his team at Bell Bank. So welcome today.
Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here. Now, you've been in the business a few years.
Got into the business late 80s, early 90s, started working with my dad.
Okay.
And yep, so I always kept my claim to fame is I was the first male receptionist in the mortgage industry.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
My dad made me start at the bottom, literally the bottom. And I did, back in the day, you remember this, the rate
Yes.
sheets that would come in every day.
Oh, yes,
I would
yes.
plug them all into the computer and give all the loan officers rates and answer the phones, take messages on the pink
That's
note pen.
craziness.
Yeah, it's been a fun journey.
It's so cool that you started with your dad.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's, and probably why you wanted to stay with more of and didn't like the big corporate thing, like you said. Something more personable, because it sounds like your dad was really.
Yeah, we were a small company and family-owned company, and everybody, we knew everybody that worked
Yeah.
for us, and I mean
Yeah.
it was great. I mean that was back in the day, it was you had 10 or 15 loan officers and a couple little managers, and it was fun.
Yeah.
You made money and you had fun doing it.
Yeah, good time. I know that where I work at Trademark, it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like a family, it's we like to take care of our partners and
Right.
them like a family as well, to us. So that's always good. One thing I want to ask you is, do you feel is one of the biggest factors in your success and that has helped you be successful?
Well, I think the years under my belt, doing mortgages, I think all of if you look at any successful person, whatever they do, whether they sell widgets or mortgages or title or real estate, it's work ethic. I mean, everything comes down to work ethic. And I love what I do. I watched my dad work 7 days a week, slinging mortgages. And we all know in the real estate business, it just doesn't stop.
Right.
It doesn't stop at 5, and it doesn't turn on at 9 in the morning. I mean, it's 365, 7 days a week, 24/7. So you gotta be, if you choose to be a loan officer or a real estate agent or, whatever in real estate, it just doesn't turn on. So
Right.
the work ethic, you gotta have good work ethic, and everybody kind of, that I know makes fun of me because they go, well, I drive by your office and we call it the fishbowl. My office is the fishbowl. All the windows right on the main drag in Prior Lake. Everybody drives by on Saturdays and Sundays and they honk, and then they text me, what are you doing working? It's 8 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night or 10 a.m. on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Working.
Well, and that's, I agree with that. I feel like you have to, and even when the work is, maybe you feel like it's mundane or the same thing, you gotta find the fun in it to keep going, right? I mean, you have to really look at, maybe how can I grow, or what can I do maybe a little bit differently. And I think those people that are driven like that have that work ethic, that always keep pushing toward the next thing,
Yep.
And how can I enhance things for my clients or my partners? I mean, I think those are the people, that work ethic, that driven thing is really a huge component.
Yeah, and we live in a world where, it's kind of like, you're doing the same thing over and over, but
Yeah.
no file is ever really the same.
Right.
And
Totally
so
agree.
that even though you're doing the same thing every single day, day in and day out, you're working with just different styles of people and different,
Which is awesome when you're a people person. I mean, I
Yeah,
feel you're
you know.
a huge people person too, where that interests you. Like, you want to get to know people beyond, hey, do you want this kind
Right.
of loan? You want to get to know them more than
Yeah,
just that.
and it's just, you're dealing with everything. I mean, you're dealing with people with, extremely different financial backgrounds and
Oh, yeah.
ethnicities and,
Yep.
I mean, so you're never kind of getting the same thing over and
Yeah.
over and over.
So what do you think are some of those successful habits that you have, that maybe you do every day, maybe you do once a month, maybe you do once a quarter, once a year? What are those things that keep that drive, keep that ethic, keep all of that?
It's gonna sound really easy and really boring.
Okay, try me.
I answer my phone. People want, right now especially, it's called the Amazon effect. I don't know if you've heard that or not.
I haven't.
So people want, and it doesn't matter, millennials or, whatever age group, they want it now.
Oh, for sure.
Whatever that may be.
Yeah.
They don't want a voicemail. They don't want to call back 5 hours later. They want to talk to someone right now. So my personal feeling is I don't do mortgages by text. I don't communicate with real estate agents via text. Now, if it's 9 o'clock at night and someone says, "Hey, we're writing an offer on something. Are we good to go?" Or can you
Right.
send me a pre-approval letter?
Right.
Sure, that's totally fine. But I am not doing a mortgage via text or email. I mean, I make them fill out an online loan application, and that's really about that's the online start of it.
Yeah, right.
But we're not doing a loan application. We're not doing a mortgage via text. We're gonna talk. Biggest purchase of your life.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you. I want to know about you. I want to know what your hot button is. I want to know what makes you tick.
So what mistakes do you feel like you have made along the way that you've maybe had to do a little correction on?
Ooh, the list is long but distinguished. I would say probably the biggest mistake that I've made, there's been lots.
All of us have lots of them.
I bet you that I would say probably the top two, one of them being I put all of my eggs in one basket. And meaning you're working with one agent, 2 agents, 3 agents, real estate agents, and you don't expand more than those 3 real estate agents. They give you all of your business and you don't expand your horizons. You are so focused on these 3 people that send you all of the business that you don't go out and find more. Now, those 3 agents that send you everything, something could happen. They could get out of the business. They could not like you anymore. And that business goes away.
Exactly.
And they find another loan officer with the next shiny object. The approach that I've used is you can never not have enough real estate partners and builders. I can manage all of it. But so if one person decides to fire you or move on or use their best friend's sister, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So I will tell you, I get annoyed if I ever lose a real estate partner. So the annoyance factor goes up, and then what I end up doing is I go, okay, for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna go find another real estate partner to replace that real estate partner. And it's just something in my brain that says, I've lost one, I gotta go
add one.
I gotta go add one.
Yeah, yeah.
And generally, I lose one and I add 2. What I do is I call my real estate partners, my friends, and I would say 99% of the agents are friends of mine. We do stuff outside of work.
I'm not shocked about that,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah, right. I'll call them and I'll go, hey, do you know anybody that's not using me that I could get a warm introduction? Yeah, boy, this person here was talking about this, yeah, there's probably a couple people in my office. I'd be more than happy to set up a meeting or, make a warm introduction or, so generally that leads into, potentially another 2 or 3 agents, or at least a handshake and give a business card out. Hey, if you ever run into an issue or, want to add another lender to your
So you've
Yes.
obviously learned well from that.
It's happened to me, and I'm devastated when someone leaves you to go work with someone else. You emotionally are kind of like, well, what did I do wrong? And I understand if you feel like you need to go somewhere else or do work
Yeah.
with another lender or whatever. I kind of want to go, well, why? What did I do? So I can fix it next time. And I'm totally cool with you going, whatever. But what could I have done
Right.
to prevent that?
But that's awesome, because asking, how can I grow?
Totally.
I mean, that is a huge
Yeah.
huge thing in business, I think, with,
And you know what? The thing is, people grow as individuals and real estate agents and new relationships.
Mhm.
And I sometimes take it probably more personal than most. I have to be reminded oftentimes
Yeah.
that, hey, it's just business. It's nothing personal. I still like you. I still, our wives will still hang out.
right,
We'll still hang out. Nothing personal.
right,
I really have to detach myself from that just a bit. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
you learn from it. So
I think I'm kind of in that ballpark as well, because I think, I mean, just even talking to you and knowing you for as long as I have, you throw yourself into it. You throw your heart and soul into it.
right.
And when somebody's like, oh no, I'm gonna go over here, it's like,
Yeah.
like you said, what could I do different? So what is the best advice you think you could give to anyone about maybe career, just success in general?
Super easy. Work hard and play hard. It really doesn't get really any more black and white than that. For me, personally, in my opinion, I work like a crazy person, and I also have a lot of fun. We love traveling, and my wife gets a little annoyed when we are traveling to Arizona or Florida. I have offices in both.
I was gonna say, you do business in those areas
Yeah.
as well.
So, when I'm playing, it's generally like, hey, I'm gonna run to the office real quick and in Arizona or Florida. But yeah, just enjoy life. You gotta sometimes sit back and enjoy life a little bit.
If you could start all over again, what would you do different?
Buy more real estate.
Yeah.
I owned a lot of real estate with my dad. I owned a lot of real estate, rental real estate. And it got to the point where I had like way too many irons in the fire.
Wow.
So I started selling the real estate, and I had a lot of commercial real estate. So that may go back to that question, what was one of your biggest mistakes? Probably selling my real estate holdings. I kicked myself. I kick myself a lot on some of the mistakes I made with the real estate. So if I were telling people, hey, what would you do or what would I have changed, it would have been buying real estate.
What is one change that someone could make right now on their journey in their profession or even in life that you would say will get them closer to their success?
Well, for me, it is make more phone calls. Get on the phone.
Connect more.
And I'm a firm believer in the connections that you make. I mean, they may not pay off today or tomorrow or next month or next year.
Yeah.
But the connections that you make will definitely come full circle. It's more taking a real estate agent that is maybe new in the business and mentoring them and showing them what I know. And if I can help them generate a deal or two and make some money and help them along the way to not make some of the mistakes that I've made, I mean, in my opinion, you can't put a price on that.
Chris, you're such a good steward of not only the industry that you're in, but I feel that you're just such a good steward of everybody around you too. So,
I try.
it's been a great conversation. I'm so happy that you came in to talk to us today
Yeah, it's
for the
been fun.
secret sauce. So
Thanks
Thank
for
you
having me.
very much, Chris, and that, my friends, is the secret sauce.